I know we're building to much bigger and better things at NXT WarGames 2, but you gotta think that the main event tonight could have been a pay-per-view match. Let's talk about NXT. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with your October 10th, 2018 NXT review. I'm going to sort of forego a little bit of the house cleaning that I usually do, but I am going to convince you to go back one video, check out my highlight package from Destiny Wrestling, Destiny Wrestling Presents Raising Hell. It was a show I was at this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. To my Canadian friends out there, happy belated Thanksgiving. I spent part of my Thanksgiving watching indie wrestling, and I spent Saturday morning watching Super Showdown, which was also a thing. Now, it's interesting, and I only mention it because it ties in tonight on NXT. The Destiny Wrestling Champion, as I've said many times on here, is Pete Dunne, which is kind of cool. He was set tonight to go up against a guy that some of you know, some of you don't, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Now, apparently, after these tapings happened, Pete Dunne has sustained some sort of minor injury. He was not able to fulfill his duties to Destiny this past weekend. So what they did instead was they got Low Ki in from, you know, he's been in WWE, he's been in TNA, he's been various other places. It's Low Ki, it is what it is. But also they had a fatal four-way match at the beginning of the night to get one of their new up-and-coming guys. He was like, I believe his name was Aiden something. I'm forgetting his last name, which is really, really shitty of me. Bottom line, they had a triple threat match in the main event for the interim Destiny Championship. And happy to say, hometown boy, Toronto boy, Josh Alexander is the new interim Destiny Champion. Now, where does this all fit in to NXT? I'm interested to see if he does hold that title at all anymore, because we do know that the NXT UK brand is launching off, etc. But the other side of the coin, if he is going to come back and try to get that title back, it may or may not happen at Destiny Fearless, which is the pay-per-view that I've been telling you guys about for a little while now. It's going to be on Fight TV. It's going to be in November. The date escapes me at the moment, but check it out. I'm sure they will plug the hell out of it. Those of you that sit in the streams when I join the OKFabe streams know I've been plugging the hell out of that. It'll be good. If we do get Josh Alexander versus Pete Dunne, at that point, that'll be a hell of a thing to see on TV. It'll be a hell of a thing to see in general. Tune into the pay-per-view. You're gonna see me in the front row. I'll tell you that much. But on another little anecdotal side note, if you go to the Destiny World Wrestling, I want to say Twitter, but it's not, it's Instagram. If you want to go to the Destiny the Destiny World Wrestling Instagram, you will see a couple of video clips from the show. You will see Tyler Bate and Trent Seven talking about Pete Dunne and why he's not there and whatever, and Tyler Bate sort of off mic jokes that he's dead, which I mean, that's not very nice. The guy's injured, whatever. But what you will hear is my obnoxious ass starting a Pete's Not Dead chant at the Destiny Arena, which is Battle Arts Academy, aka Don Kolov Arena, aka, apparently they're renaming it Don Callis Arena, which isn't that far off, is it? So, a lot of fun. If you haven't been... if you're in the Toronto area, rather, and you haven't been, I would seriously suggest checking out Destiny. If you're not in the Toronto area and you have the Fight TV app, I do really, really encourage you, and yes, this is bias on my part because I'm going to be there, etc. I do really encourage you guys to check it out on Fight. I don't know what's on the card. When I do know what's on the card, I will let you guys know. It's either going to be Pete Dunne coming back and trying to get his title back, or it's going to be Pete Dunne and British Strong Style versus Sami Callihan and OVE. OVE and Mustache Mountain at this show had a brawl during the intermission. It was fun. Anyways, that's enough of me sort of pumping Destiny at you guys, for those of you who I'm pretty sure the majority of you aren't from the Toronto area. So enough of that, but please do go check out my highlight package that I put together in the previous video. It's really good, it's a lot of fun, and as I say, Fight TV, November, check out Destiny Fearless. Starting off with NXT, now that I've rambled about all that, we got Tommaso Ciampa coming out. He's got the new music. The new music's growing on me a little bit. I still think his entrance with no music was better. The chorus of boos thing is always cool. But they've got him doing this entrance where it's not really lit up. You see the Titantron and whatnot, but he's just coming out to a single spotlight. It shows him as being a self-centered individual, etc. But he's almost in love with his title belt. He's talking to it, etc. Now he gets on the mic and he says the greatest sports entertainer of all time has the greatest entrance music of all time because it's brought silence to sheep like you guys. In every flock, one breaks away, one needs attention. In this case, it's the Velveteen Dream, which gets a huge Velveteen chant. Obviously, you've got my attention, but you've got my attention in all the wrong ways, and you need to stay out of my business. Velveteen Dream comes out in some kind of jacket, and the only reason I'm mentioning it, you will see in a second. He says, all this is very amusing to the Dream. He says, you're the greatest of all time. Really? You're the greatest of all time. Really? Doing the Miz really thing, which I thought was... pop the boys a little bit in the back. The Dream doesn't appreciate threats, and you think you're a very, very bad man. That championship needs an experience, not a guilt trip from a bald man who's just hiding, which only ramps up the Velveteen chants. Ciampa says, I may be an angry bald man, but I've got a shiny, shiny title, which I really, really liked. Dream wants what the champ has. He wants the main event. He wants the spotlight, and most importantly, he wants my title. Velveteen Dream wants attention. I just want Velveteen Dream to admit that he wants attention. Maybe you're just not tough enough, which made me laugh a whole bunch. Velveteen Dream says, I'm more man than you can handle, and all I need is for you to give me one moment to prove it. And then the promo stops. Promo stops because we hear music and we see Titantron on the entranceway, and who could possibly be coming down to break these two up? Well, it's Nikki Cross, which is fucking amazing. She freaks out. She does her typical entrance thing, and I don't know about you guys. I know that Nikki Cross has an amazing following, which she deserves, because she's one of the best things on NXT, and she's criminally underutilized. But when she comes to the ring and she goes crazy in the ring and she starts beating up her own coat, there's something about that element of her entrance that just gets me every time. What got me even more was her standing between Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa, and the crowd, on cue almost, chanting triple threat, which, I mean, let's be real, in another company, that would be a great triple threat match, but whatever. She starts, rambling on. She doesn't have a microphone yet, but she starts playing with the fringe on Velveteen Dream's jacket, because there's fringe all along the back of it and whatever. And the triple threat matches the triple threat match chants subside, and it turns into this creepy Nikki knows a secret. Nikki knows a secret. She turns her attention from Velveteen Dream to Tommaso Ciampa and swats the microphone out of Ciampa's hand, and the look on his face is just fucking priceless. She kicks the microphone away and then leans down to the ground where the microphone is sitting, and she says, I know what you did. I know what you did. This is fucking great. And I mean, anybody else, I would think this was silly. Anybody else, I would think this is really, really starting to get annoying. But the Nikki Cross character is something. She is absolutely thriving without sanity there, because although she did get a lot of cool matches, her matches with Asuka, her matches with Ember Moon, her matches with the Iconics, etc., that were all great. The False Count Anywhere, the hardcore matches and stuff like that she did were great. But when the group was there, she felt like the side chick of the group, which really, really sucks. Now that she's dropped herself into this character, even more without the rest of the group around her. And I think it's really, really cool. I would really love her to start getting in scraps with some of these guys that she's fucking with. But it's WWE, and we know that's not going to happen in a really true way. I mean, Zelina Vega, right before she went up to the main roster, she was fucking with the guys a little bit in matches, but she wasn't having matches with them. Something tells me, if they let it happen, Nikki Cross versus Tommaso Ciampa would be a lot of fun. But it's not happening. This was fucking amazing. This is, there's a lot of people that say that the Evolution pay-per-view, the all-female pay-per-view, is like a political move, and they're just pushing women to say that they pushed women. This is an example, a good example, of how the women can absolutely steal the spotlight from the men and do it properly, and it doesn't have to be in your face, but it's still very effective. If more, and I mean, you can't play up every single female character like a crazy person, like Nikki Cross, because not all of them can pull it off. But if you take a little bit of Nikki Cross's presence, it will make the women's divisions on all the shows, be it Raw, I mean, Raw's kind of a lost cause, because, yeah, it just is. But Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, if they all take a little bit of how Nikki Cross carries herself and how important she makes herself feel when she's not even in this. These are two guys that are talking about the championship. These are two guys that are talking about, you know, falsely accusing each other of stuff, and she just walks in and owns the moment, and it's fantastic. I can't say enough about Nikki Cross. This and the main event are what matters on this show. Everything else in the middle is just filler. Filler is Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves, and you know, Keith Lee, who's big and moves like a small guy, which would be impressive if we didn't already have people like Samoa Joe on the main roster. I'm sorry. I like the guy, don't get me wrong, he does the pounce, I like the pounce, it's good. Kona, don't call me the Rock Reeves, is pretty much that. It's a squash. Kona Reeves gets squashed by Keith Lee. You know, they do the whole bask in your glory thing, and he just looks like a tank, which is impressive, but it's one of those things that gets impressive and then goes to being cliche really, really quick. I don't want to see this guy go down the same route as somebody like a Ryback, and I'm not putting him in that category because I'm sure he's not a dick. I'm sure he's not doing weight loss commercials where he's clotheslining women into pools and shit like that, but as impressive as he is, and as much as I like Kona Reeves, sort of despite myself, this wasn't anything to write home about at all. We see a video package for Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler at Evolution, which is weird because Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler are the only people on this show that have a pay-per-view to look forward to. That's a little weird. We get a reminder that the War Raiders are going to face the Undisputed Era next week for the tag team titles. There's a video package. Video packages in NXT are the same as video packages in WWE. They're great. Can't wait for the match. I'm not going to sit here and pick apart the video packages because I need to talk to you guys about the main event. Now, we know how we got here. You know, Undisputed Era was fucking with Ricochet. They were fucking with Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, Ricochet, they were going to be a tag team. They were going to take on the Undisputed Era. Disruption between the two. They had a title versus title match interrupted by the Undisputed Era. Triple threat match set up by William Regal. All of a sudden, Pete Dunne's title isn't on the line anymore, so yay. Ricochet and Dunne beat down Cole to start. They have a very cool sequence in the beginning. They all three run at each other in the ring, and I keep wanting to say Michael Cole, which is really bad. Adam Cole backs off with a smile like he's going to watch the other two beat the hell out of each other, and the other two get about this close to each other till they turn, and they beat the fuck out of Adam Cole, which is great. Mudhole by Ricochet. Ricochet and Cole trade some punches for a while. Head scissor by Ricochet. Cole tosses out Ricochet. Cole puts a headlock takedown on Dunne. Ricochet and Dunne collar and elbow tie up and some joint manipulation by Dunne. Arm drag by Dunne. Headlock takeover by Ricochet. Drop toe hold on Cole by Dunne. And a surfboard stretch to follow. Basement dropkick by Ricochet. Lariat by Dunne. Dunne works Ricochet's fingers and then turns it into a hammerlock. Does the reverse of how he usually does the joint manipulation. Usually it goes from the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist to the hand to the fingers. He does it the other way around this time. Starts with the fingers, and then eventually turns it into a hammerlock. Ricochet and Dunne trade some arm bars and arm drags, and there's an Orton stomp by Cole to both men. Mounted punches by Cole, neck breaker and an elbow drop. Cole hangs Ricochet over the ropes, gut first, which is fun. It looks like he's going to go the wrong way and sort of eat shit on the canvas, but he corrects himself, which is all good. Boot by Cole to Dunne. Cole and Dunne trade some strikes, and there's an enziguri by Dunne. Springboard head scissor by Ricochet. Moonsault to the outside by Ricochet. Right hands by Dunne to both men. Dunne locks both men in the single leg crab. Now, I gotta say, and yes, I'm gonna go back to Super Show. I actually woke my ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch Super Showdown. I don't know why. I got off work on Friday. I went to see Venom. Despite the opinion of most people, I thought Venom was really good. I came home, I went to bed, I got up for Super Showdown, watched the show through like half open eyes, then went back to bed, then did some Thanksgiving shit, then went to the Destiny show. So, Spaz, why do you always sound tired? It's shit like that. But what we did see was Ronda Rousey doing the double armbar spot on two members of the Riot Squad, and it looked silly. It looked effective because she did that double whip thing, which was really cool. If she had done the double whip thing and pinned one of them, I would have been fine, but the double armbar spot did look a bit lame. Dunne puts both men in the single leg crab, and it doesn't look silly because he doesn't try to make it look perfect. It's two guys in one hold. It's not supposed to look perfect. It's messy and awkward, and a submission looking messy and awkward can be good because it makes you believe that it's even more painful. So shout out to Pete Dunne, how he made this look not so great on Ronda Rousey in Australia. Octopus by Dunne to Ricochet, lost my place, sorry guys. Backstabber by Cole. All three men trade punches, slaps, elbows, and forearms from their knees in the center of the ring. Leg lariat by Cole, forearm by Cole, and a forearm by Dunne. Running shooting star press by Ricochet, which is always good. Springboard moonsault by Ricochet, and he eats a double boot from Cole and Dunne. That was nice. I mean, it was very, very obviously a callback to the Cole match at the pay-per-view, but, you know, two boots to the face rather than one while you're in midair is never going to feel like a good thing, is it? Cole and Dunne trade some punches and a roundhouse kick by Dunne. Apron DDT by Cole. Dunne stomps on the fingers on the steps, which is dirty. Ricochet hits Cole with a 619 to the gut. Super kick by Cole. Inside out moonsault by Dunne, followed by an X-Plex in the ring. Ricochet head scissors both men off the top turnbuckle. Dunne and Cole are standing on the top turnbuckle, trading punches with each other. Ricochet scales the turnbuckle, head scissors them both, and another spot that could have looked really silly that was pulled off really well. This is where you get the fight forever chant in this match. And I understand the people that don't like the fight forever chant, or the this is awesome chant, or the really, really generic stuff that never usually feels earned. Go fuck yourself. It felt earned in this match. Flatliner by Ricochet, bitter end by Dunne, triangle choke by Dunne, who works on the fingers while he's got the triangle choke on. Last shot by Cole, Death Valley driver over the knee by Cole, lariat by Dunne, bitter end, but as he goes for the pin, he eats the springboard. What is it? I was going to say he hits the springboard Ricochet by Ricochet, but no, it's a springboard 450 by Ricochet on the prone Pete Dunne, who's trying to get the pin on Adam Cole. Ricochet wins, Ricochet keeps his title, and this match should have been on pay-per-view. This was fucking fantastic. I would still say by a little bit, the title versus title, the Pete Dunne versus Ricochet one-on-one from a couple weeks ago, if it had had an ending, would have been slightly better than this, but not by much. We've gotten two pay-per-view quality matches in the past 4 weeks on NXT. We're going to get a double main event next week, Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair. I'm giving Bianca Belair the benefit of the doubt because of what they showed us last time. That's going to be a cool match. The other half of that double main event is obviously the tag team title match between the Undisputed Era and the War Raiders. This was a fucking fantastic episode of NXT. Next week I expect to be even better. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.
Don't apologize.